Drug abuse among teens is a problem that we must crack down on because of the harmful side effects such as stunted brain development, later developed adult health problems, mental health problems, and more. Drug abuse and misuse is a huge problem because of the mental health risks that come with it. OJJDP.OJP.org wrote, substance abusing youth are at higher risk than non-users for mental health problems, including depression, conduct problems, personality disorders, suicidal thoughts, attempted suicide, and suicide. Drug abuse also causes stunted growth and stunted brain development. Here's a list of the many side effects of drug misuse provided by addictioncenter.com. Interfering with neurotransmitters and damaging connections within the brain, reducing the ability to experience pleasure, creating problems with memory, causing missed opportunities during a period of heightened learning potential, ingraining expectations of unhealthy habits into brain circuitry, inhibiting development of perceptual abilities. Drug abuse awareness is important because drug abuse has been skyrocketing recently. CovenantHillsTreatment.com said, drug abuse is rising dramatically around the country, and no one seems to know how to stem the tide. Over the past 10 years, the percentage of employees testing positive for drug use has reached an all-time high, with heroin use and amphetamine use skyrocketing over this period. These trends have carried over into all parts of society, from the boardroom to the classroom, impacting both working professionals and students alike. To show just how bad the rise of drug use is, here are some statistics provided by drugabusestatistics.org. 21.3% of 8th graders have tried illicit drugs at least once. 4,777 people at the age of 15 through 24 died of overdose in a year. Teenagers in Nevada are 22.98% more likely to have done drugs in the past month than the average American teenager. Substance abuse can make depressed teens more prone to suicidal tendencies. You should care about drug abuse and misuse because teens who abuse drugs actively put their lives at risk. Here's a list of the risks that come with common illicit drugs. Cocaine, risk of heart attack, stroke, and seizures. Ecstasy, risk of liver failure and heart failure. Inhalants, risk of damage to heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys from long-term use. Marijuana, risk of impairment in memory, learning, problem solving, and concentration, risk of psychosis such as schizophrenia, hallucination, or paranoia, later in life associated with early and frequent use. Methamphetamine, risk of psychotic behaviors from long-term use or high doses. Opioids, risk of respiratory distress or death from overdose. Electronic cigarettes, vaping. Exposure to harmful substances similar to exposure from cigarette smoking, risk of nicotine dependence. And I'm not getting paid to say this, but if you do drugs to be cool like Snoop D-O-double-G, you'll end up Snoop D-O-double dead. Kids can stay safe from drugs by staying away from them and never starting as a way to prevent from possible addiction. Parents, please talk to your children about the risks of drug abuse and misuse. Rather than lecturing your kids, it is best to have a civil and mature conversation with your kid/kids. If your child feels that you're angry with them, they may do the opposite of what you're asking out of spite or misunderstanding.